Hi everyone, and welcome to Morning Coffee Break. Hope everybody's doing good today. It's Wednesday, May 21st. We've been having some weather. You might hear some thunder. I haven't seen any lightning recently, but like last night maybe, but it's been like thundering and it's overcast out. We can use the rain. The more rain my garden gets, the better it will grow. It always works that way. So currently it's 67, high today 76. Chance of rain 38%. I think it's going to rain. The wind at 9 miles per hour. Because the clouds seem like they're moving fast recently. Because the winds right now are at 9 miles per hour. But you know, I think it's just windy, blowing the clouds around. Today there will be a garden update and let's walk and talk with Kitty. I did it late. I did it like about 8 o'clock at night because I'd been busy, you know, during the day. And Kitty, I took her out earlier and while I was working in the garden, but the people showed up that mow the yard above us at the top of the hill here. And it scared her to death. I felt so sorry for her. She started jumping around in her stroller. And, you know, I immediately brought her inside. But we'd only been out there for about 20 minutes or something like that. So she felt like she kind of got ripped off, you know. Because after a while, she went back to the door and was like, you know, meowing like she does. Right now, she's laying somewhere. She's taking a nap. I don't know if she's scared, maybe because of the thunder, probably, or she'd be in here. So I told her, I said, well, you did get kind of ripped off. So I took her back out yesterday evening and showed everything that I'd done and what's come up. A lot of things have come up already. The seeds, that's a good sign. And what's good, though, is I got rain twice. The same evening that I planted the seeds, it rained, which is very good. Even though I had watered them, the more the rain they get is, like I just said, so much better than tap water. You know, tap water has what, fluoride probably in it, and chlorine or stuff like that. You know, if you can let your water sit, but that would be a lot of water. You know, it's best to let your water sit for 24 hours. Really, it'd be better if it's open, the top's off, for 24 hours, and it'll, I guess a lot of that will evaporate. But, you know, it takes quite a bit for the garden, so I'd have to have like 6 gallons or something out there. Not doing that, so I'm just, hopefully it'll rain enough to where everything will get a great start. And you'll be surprised how fast those sprouts, especially the green beans and the cucumbers, they'll grow fast. But almost everything's really, some of everything is all the way up, except for, what was it? Oregano. Hopefully I didn't plant the oregano too deep because it's really, really super small seeds. And I may have planted it too deep. I hope not. I can always replant. I've got more. I've got tons of seeds for that matter. But, you know, the older they are, you'll probably have less germinate. But the ones that germinate, they'll probably do pretty well, even if it's been years. Okay, let's see what we got on jokes of the day. I actually got one today. My niece calls me ankles. I call her my knees. At long last, the good-humored boss was compelled to call Fisk into his office. It has not escaped my attention, he pointed out, that every time there's a home game at the stadium, you have to take your aunt to the doctor. You know, you're right, sir, exclaimed Fisk. I didn't realize it. You don't suppose she's faking it, do you? That's not super funny, but... okay, we got a thought of the day from Wendell Johnson. No idea who he is. But he says, always and never are 2 words you should always remember never to use. Okay. All right, now let's see what we got in the way of. Let's try this one. Just grab the first one I saw for trivia time. Oh, what's for dinner? Not sure. I mentioned it to Joy, and she just said I don't know. So something out of the freezer, I guess. I don't know. Can't really afford to eat out anymore. We've only eaten out, I think, one time this month. We got Pals. We got one of those toasted cheese yesterday with bacon. Oh, they're so good. They're so good. And they're not real expensive either. Okay, let's try this. In which month does the U.S. fiscal calendar end? December, January, June, September. You know, I've never really thought about it, or which would the U.S. fiscal calendar end? Here. You would think it would be December. No, and you know what? Did I even say them? Did I even say the rest of the months? Let me see if I can go back. I said you would think it would be December, but it's December. I think I did, maybe. December, January, June, September. Okay, so I said you think it would be December. And it was, I said December, and it was September, so I got it wrong. In which month of the year do Irish people party on St. Patrick's Day? October. I need to think less and just say the answers. October, May, June, March. I was trying to think. I remember wearing my SpongeBob St. Patrick's Day. You know, that one's called Patrick. St. Patrick's Day t-shirt. Which I don't think you just have to wear it on St. Patrick's Day, but I think it was March. Yeah. St. Patrick's Day, or the Feast of St. Patrick, is a cultural and religious celebration held on 17th of March. Which month marks the start of winter in the northern hemisphere? December, March, September, June. Northern, so it's colder. I'm going to say in September. No, December? Start of winter in the northern hemisphere is not till December? Okay, winter officially begins in the northern hemisphere on December 21 with the winter solstice, the day with the least amount of possible daylight and the longest night. I would have thought it had been earlier because it gets colder. Which month are presidential elections traditionally held in the U.S.? August, January, September, November. I think it's November. Yeah, it's November. An extra day is added to which month for a leap year? March, July, February, June. And what are people who are born, on that day in leap year? What about all those people? When do they? So they only are one every few years? I mean, they're only a year older every few years? Right? I mean, okay, but it's March, July, June, February. It's February. Yeah, that's something to think about, isn't it? Any of y'all born on February, what would it be, 29th? You're only half as old as everybody else. Or, I don't know, is it every other year, I think? Thanksgiving is celebrated on what day of the week? Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday. I think that would be a Thursday. Right, Thursday. Okay. How many days are there in total in the month of August? Oh, I'm trying to remember. 31, 30, 28, 29. I think there's 31 in August. Right. So there's 31 in August. Next, in which month of the year do we celebrate Valentine's Day? June, August, April, February. I think that is February 14th, right? Okay, you don't really need to read that much about it, I don't guess. It's just talking about Valentine's Day. The holiday originated in the Roman festival of Lupercalia, held in mid-February. At the end of the 5th century, Pope Gelasius I forbade the celebration of Lupercalia and replaced it with St. Valentine's Day. Okay, in the U.S., what month is Women's History Month? June, March, April, May. Oh my goodness, when was it? Is Women's History Month. I can't remember this one. I'm going to try for April. No, it's March. That's what I was going to say, but I thought something else was that. Another thing was that month. So that's 5, 6. I got one more. In which month of the year is Hanukkah celebrated? December, May, July, February. I hope I'm not wrong about this. I don't really keep up with stuff. I think it's in December as well, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, yes, it's in December. So that's 5, 6, 7 right and 3 wrong today. I hope you did good and enjoyed trivia time and morning coffee break. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out and hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. Definitely check out the garden update, and let's walk and talk with Kitty later on and see how much the garden's grown in just a few days. Bye everyone, and God bless.